Those details. Moving on, men's premium innerwear and lifestyle label XYXX has raised 110 crore rupees in its Series C round of funding led by Amazon Sambhav Venture Fund. Now, XYXX continues to be backed in this round by all existing institutional investors, including SOS VC, Anicut Capital, TSD Consumer Partners and Singularity Growth Opportunities Fund. Now, with 95% growth in FY23, the men's lifestyle label is now eyeing robust pan-India retail and product category expansion. Joining me now is XYXX's founder, Yogesh Kabra. Yogesh, welcome to Startup Street. Now, before we talk about the venture and the fundraise, if you could quickly tell me why the name XYXX and what does it signify?
Hey, hi. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Interesting first question. So, while we were building this about 5 years back, look, the Indian innerwear market was very different from how it is today. There were only black, blue, navy underwears being displayed at retail shelves, and we thought, look, the consumer is not like this. Consumer doesn't behave like this in any other category, and therefore, the first emotion we were trying to build on was differentiation, and the chromosomes came as a result of differentiation, XY chromosome and XX chromosome. Also, I think what we were trying to build on, if you look at the category, and not just in innerwear, but broadly in apparel, there are very English names, Tommy John, Mac Weldon. And we thought, look, it's an interesting way to break the clutter in the category. When a consumer walks into a retail underwear aisle, what they really do, and then what the name really does, is invoke curiosity, and they sort of pick it up and say, hey, this sounds like an interesting brand name. What is this? So, okay. I mean, we're building on two emotions, differentiation and curiosity. And I think the name does a good job.
Yes, it has clearly done well. So take me through XYXX's current offerings and what is the pain point that you're solving and any new categories that you're currently eyeing.
Look, I think, like I said, like the first, the consumer, in a consumer business, what you want to do is maximize on giving consumer value. The category had not seen any significant innovation in the last 15 years. It was extremely boring. The experience was broken, which sort of D2C and digital lends itself very well to. So, I mean, these three were the core pain points, and the fourth, which is very close to me and to the team here, is the brand narrative. If you sort of looked at how brands were built in this category before the new age brands came in, it was central around masculinity in some form or the other. And I thought these four interesting problems could be solved, and it would lead to a large outcome. Okay. So I mean, that's what we solve. Why consumers love us is because of amazing product quality, the variety that we offer, and being digital first brand makes it more relevant for today's consumer.
Okay, and with this fundraise, Yogesh, you're on the heels of a robust national omni-channel expansion. XYXX has 18,000 plus retailer partners across India. You're across 150 plus cities and towns. So take me through your expansion plans and any new formats that you're eyeing. Also, interestingly, Amazon Sambhav Venture Fund has backed you. So what does their backing mean to you?
Look, I think we also, what we cannot miss very clearly is how the world is right now. I mean, all you hear in today's time is people getting laid off, global valuations being cut, etc. So in the backdrop of how the world is behaving, this seems to be a refreshing news. This is primarily, I mean, Amazon, and we completely align on obsessive consumer focus and sort of a nice operational efficiency that we've built into the business. I think Amazon's backing is more validation to us for what we've been trying to build for over 5 years now. It's a significant value. It's a significant validation to the consumer love that we get on the platform and to the operational efficiency with which we run the business. So it's an interesting pat on our back by Amazon.
All right, one final question, Yogesh. XYXS retails on key digital marketplaces such as Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Ajio, amongst many others. What is the revenue mix between offline and online? If you could take us through the current business growth numbers and your expansion plans going forward.
So we have historically grew between 200 to 300% year on year. I don't think that's slowing down. So we'd be, in fact, we'd probably grow faster than how we've historically grown. Our revenue is split 50-50. So 50% of our revenue comes offline, 50% of our revenue online. We're the most dominant number 2 brand across all digital marketplaces that we operate in. Going forward, I think the skew towards offline is going to move to 60-40, 70-30. But I don't think we'd see linear growth in our online channels as well.
All right, Yogesh, we wish you the very best for all your growth plans and congratulations on the fundraise. Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, interesting name there, XYXX, and of course, we're seeing more and more online companies focus more on the offline channel as well, especially after the pandemic. Thanks, Shruti, for taking us through that conversation. We have to take a very short break, but up next, SquareX gets $6 million while Turno secures about $13.8 million. How do both of these plan to use the funds? We'll speak to the founders on the other side.
I am slow. I'm a tortoise. But your wealth managers, they shouldn't be as slow, you know?
Choose Nuvama. We move at the right pace because we only do what's right for you and your money. Nuvama. Let's do it right.
Film shoot, iPhone 14 Pro पे. Amazing camera, huh?
And cut! Hang on, director को भेजना है.
Beach से, कैसे? Those 4K videos are huge. यहाँ juice तो मिल गया. Wi-Fi कहाँ से मिलेगा?
Airtel 5G Plus तो मिलेगा.
So you've
Already got it. Maybe you should get it too. Back up, guys!
Z-Block Premium Agarbatti and Dhoop, official prayer partner, Delhi Capitals.
As India makes strides towards sustainability, Tata Power and News 18 Network launched a unique movement that empowered India to make meaningful change. Sustainable is attainable, a path-breaking initiative with the aim of bringing people together to spark conversations around sustainability, demystifying futuristic technology to enable our society and industry to make meaningful change, to spread ideas that will reduce our burden on natural resources and build a society and a world where the environment can flourish. Join us at the Sia Fest, 17th May, New Delhi on News 18 Network.
Yes, it's okay for us to nod for everything. Because we are parrots. Yes, but your wealth manager? Shouldn't be doing that. You know?
Choose Nuvama. We only do what's right for you and your money. Nuvama. Let's do it right.
Welcome back to Startup Street. Now, Singapore-based cybersecurity startup SquareX has raised $6 million in a seed round led by Sequoia Capital Southeast Asia, and the startup is engineering a cybersecurity product from the ground up, purpose-built to tackle the current generation of threats. Now, it is going to be launching a beta version of its solution for a limited set of users starting this month. Joining us on the show is Vivek Ramachandran, who is the founder of SquareX, to talk to us about this interesting company. And also joining me is my colleague Shruti from the Mumbai studio. Vivek, welcome to Startup Street, and thank you for joining us here. Interesting concept. If you could tell us about the company a bit and the product that you're building and what you're doing differently to tackle these cybersecurity risks, especially in this new world of AI.
First off, thanks so much for having me on the show. And coming to the company itself, as you know, the whole world is becoming digital, and that's really where both companies as well as consumers are getting hacked all the time. And this is really where what we are doing with SquareX is building a productivity-first security solution which allows users to be fearless online. And really the whole game-changing differentiator is if you look at all the existing products out there when it comes to antiviruses, anti-malware, and all of that, they work by blocking access to files and websites. And unfortunately, when that happens, users end up disabling them or even removing them from the system, which ends up making them more insecure and they eventually get hacked. So what SquareX is doing is a paradigm shift. We will not block access to any files or websites or resources, even in the rare case that they have malware. Interestingly, our technology allows you to still open those files and websites, but completely keeps you out of danger. So you will be able to, in a way, live dangerously without yourself being in danger.
All right, living dangerously without ourselves being in danger. That's a nice way to put it, Vivek. This is Shruti here. $6 million that you've raised in the seed round. How do you plan to deploy this to launch your products? What will be your go-to-market strategy to launch in the US, UK, and Asia, the markets that you're eyeing?
Right, great question. And the whole 6 million, if you look at it, being a deep tech cybersecurity company, of course, a majority of that we plan to go ahead and allocate to research and development, where we want to hire, the best engineers, the best security experts to make the product as great as we can. And the remaining is towards a go-to-market strategy. Now, given what we are building has a global appeal, the idea, of course, would be to go ahead and, put this out internationally, worldwide, right from the beginning. So the go-to-market strategy is exactly that. Of course, we would focus on, markets like US, India, UK, Germany, where we actually see that, there's a large number of consumers who are starting to pay for security products like VPNs, antiviruses, and whatnot. So over the next few months, the plan is we start rolling out the product to more and more users. As you already mentioned, we have existing users who are trying it out, enjoying the product. And hopefully around the next 6 to 7 month mark is when we go general availability, when pretty much anyone can sign up for SquareX. The best thing is we've kept some of the base features absolutely freemium. So hopefully, even if you aren't paying as a user, you still get a lot of great protection against attacks like phishing and scams, which we know so many people fall prey to in India and the rest of the world.
Vivek, it's quite interesting, this disposable environment, so to speak, that you will create for user safety. But tell us, what kind of interest has this generated? We haven't heard of this kind of a product before. You're launching your beta version this month. How many people are on the wait list already? And are you also talking, in the B2B space with players?
Great question. And just to take the first part, which is the disposable environments, right? So in today's world, everyone is very, very particular about not just their security, but also anonymity and privacy. Because we keep hearing, all of these big tech companies are going ahead, monitoring our every action, collecting all this data around us. And that's really where we realized is the next generation of internet users want anonymity, privacy, and security all bundled together, in the same product. So SquareX prioritizes it in our disposable browser, which is really you open up Chrome, you open a new tab, and that tab ends up running in SquareX's data center. But from the end user's perspective, you feel like you're still sitting on your existing browser. So once you do various activities, visit websites, you can immediately click and completely dispose that environment. So no one's able to track that, hey, this is what you did, follow your actions, serve you ads, and all of that stuff. And that's really where this technology is so great and such a big breakthrough.
All right.
The plan, of course, from here on out is to go ahead and see how we can roll this out on a global basis. The initial interest has been fantastic. Early users, who are heavy-duty users of VPNs or using antiviruses, they seem to love the product and feel that this is a huge breath of fresh air where they aren't blocked from doing anything. So imagine you receive a Word file as a journalist. With the old existing products, you would try to open it. You get an alert which says this has a virus and you can't open. But with SquareX, now you would be able to open the same file, view the contents, but never get infected. So we are hoping that by prioritizing productivity for the users, they feel this is a product that they want to use simply because security, safety, anonymity, and privacy just happens in the background seamlessly while the user is, just going about his daily work.
All right, Vivek, we've completely run out of time, but many thanks for joining us today and wish you the very best for your beta launch.
Thank you so much. Thank you once again for having me on the show.
And from one fundraise to another, a platform for commercial EV distribution and financing, Turno recently raised $13.8 million in a Series A round. Now, the firm aims to scale its offerings across the country and plans to build proprietary battery technology. The funding round was co-led by B Capital and Kona Capital, with participation from existing investors, Stellaris Venture Partners, and Avana Capital, and new investors, Ulterior Capital and Innovin Capital. Now, Hemant Aluru, the co-founder and CEO of Turno, joins us now to discuss the road ahead for the firm. Hemant, thank you so much for joining us on Startup Street today. You're in the commercial EV space. So what do you have on offer? How are you making it easier for SMEs to essentially secure EVs in the country? You also offer used battery solutions. If you could quickly take us through this.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me here. We started about 12 months ago, and the objective has been to make life easier for buyers of commercial vehicles, smoothly transition to electric vehicles. What we do is we help them pick the right vehicle. There are multiple options for customers in the market. We have our own online and offline stores. We help customers pick the right vehicle which suits their business needs best. Along with that, we provide our own proprietary financing, which is way more affordable for customers than anywhere else in the market at this point in time. And importantly, powered by our battery technology that you referred to, we assure asset values, meaning we provide a buyback guarantee for the vehicle so that customers do not have this overhang of what happens to batteries. I don't understand batteries. So we kind of take all of that hassle away from customers' hands and just give them a full end-to-end solution for the life cycle of their electric vehicles.
Right. So it's an end-to-end solution. Now, earlier this year, you raised $13.8 million and you wanted to use the funds essentially to expand your operations and scale. So you were present in 5 states at that point in time, and you claim to have captured a market share of about 20%. So where are you right now? How many states are you present in?
That is correct. We have expanded to another couple of states as of now. We cover all the key states in the country where the majority of the commercial vehicles get sold. And our market share numbers are about right, 20%. At this point in time, we probably sell more vehicles than any single individual distribution or like a dealer out there at this point in time. We work with all the manufacturers in the country, at least the top ones. And we're kind of forging partnerships with the newer manufacturers who are kind of putting new vehicles out there on the roads at this stage.
All right. Also, talk to us about your revenue model. Where do your revenues currently stand? What are the targets you set for yourself, and what's the road to profitability looking like?
Sure. We do about, we are north of about $25 million in run rate GMVs at this point in time. Again, we started, as I said, about 12 months ago. The market's growing pretty fast. Market's probably kind of growing 2 to 3 times every year at this point in time. I think our expectation remains that we'll probably double that growth rate and continue to capture more market share. As of now, again, you alluded to the fundraise already. That is capital going to be well utilized to deploy both in our distribution and financing businesses, along with developing our battery technology. In terms of our revenue model, we have 3 revenue streams. We generate distribution based revenues while selling vehicles. We also finance almost all of those vehicles. In fact, 98% of those vehicles are financed by us. So we have a profit share with our lending partners on the financing business. And in the future, I think we expect a very large revenue stream to come out of repurposing these used batteries that will come out of the plethora of electric vehicles that are going to go on the road.
All right. So you're looking to double your growth rate at this point. Like you said, now you've also said that the EV space is at an inflection point where people are willing to shift from vehicles that depend on conventional forms of fuel to EVs. And you just said you're seeing that demand rise every year. So what are the biggest challenges that need to be addressed?
Sure. I think, battery technology is an old technology, but from a consumer point of view, it's still a relatively new technology, right?
Right.
And when I buy a vehicle, I really don't want to get into understanding the nitty-gritties of the technology. I just want a solution so that my life in moving to electric vehicles and kind of reaping all the benefits of EVs become easier from my point of view, right? So consumer awareness still remains a challenge. I think there is a lot that needs to be done on educating businesses and fleet operators in terms of the benefits of moving to EVs. Again, it is not just about fuel savings. There are a bunch of other things that come along with it. That's why an integrated solution like what Turno offers is very important to help those businesses move. In fact, I think a largely missed point is 85% of all the road-based fuel spends are actually commercial vehicles in India. While we talk a lot about cars and scooters in this country, majority of the fuel spends are actually on commercial vehicles.
Right.
And most of those commercial vehicles are owned by SMEs, as you said, right?
Yeah.
So providing solutions for them is kind of continues to remain an important challenge in the market.
All right. So consumer awareness is what needs to be addressed. All right, Hemant, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We're completely out of time and we wish you all the best going forward.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Startup Street. Goodbye from Ritu, Arundhati and me. More news and updates coming up on the other side. Stay tuned.